Testing, testing, testing. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Clear. Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And we are flying to Costa Rica today. And it's about an hour-long flight. And what we want to do is we want to go ahead and go full screen now, and we'll go ahead and turn on or press enter on our multifunction display, hit the flight plan button, and we are going to go from, we'll just use a Microsoft keyboard, so that's Mike, November, Mike, Golf. We are going from Managua, Nicaragua. No waypoints, just going straight there. And we are going to Mike Romeo Lima Bravo. And that would be Liberia. And none on the... Let's see if there's any... Press enter here. We do have an ATIS there, so good. So what we want to do here is we're going to go ahead and highlight our secondary radio there, 124.50. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and highlight 127.780. Press enter. Now that put that in right here, 127.780. Make that active. And we're going to turn on COM2 to monitor it, so when we're in range, we'll pick up on it right away. And so we do have an ILS as well. I'm going to go ahead and just put that in there for now. We might be setting up for that anyway. So 111.30, press enter, and that puts that there. We'll make that active, and then we'll monitor that by hitting on nav1 there, and we are good to go now. There is no ATIS over at Managua here, at least not in the flight simulator version. There is flight service station, but at any rate, what we're going to do, turn on our lights, and we are going to set 11,000. And the reason why we're doing this, let's go ahead and look at that real quick. We have, this is our flight plan right here from Managua to Liberia, Costa Rica. It's along the coast, and it's about an hour-long flight. And the reason why we set it to 11,000 is because the flight plan calls for 11,000. So, yeah, in real life, we probably need an oxygen tank. Anything above 10,000, you need oxygen. So, if you're flying in a Cessna, that is. If you're flying in a pressurized cabin, that would be a different story. But what we're going to do then is on this, we're going to talk about this lake right here, and I believe this is Lake Nicaragua. I think that's Lake Managua there and Lake Nicaragua there. And so we're going to have Bing help us with information on that. And then also we're going to talk about these two volcanoes that's right inside that mountain there. And it should be an interesting flight. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. Press enter. I'm going to go ahead and set up here. I like to have just a little bit of the nose. This is real-time weather. I did back it up to about 4 o'clock local time. And of course, right now, in real life, it is nighttime there. And I am monitoring on my, let's see where my chat window is. I don't know where my chat window is. Let's go ahead and, so I am monitoring on my keyboard here. And Alphonse, hello Alphonse, welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. And we are going to be flying to Costa Rica, so we'll go ahead and take the brake off there. And first of all, I'm going to go ahead. Now I got a half a tank of fuel. I think that's going to be enough for the flight. Contact ground on 2190, and we are going to be departing what, more to the south, right? Yeah, that'd be more to the south than it would be to the east. And so request taxi.
Ground Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie ready to taxi south departure.
I really don't need a pushback here.
Charlie Charlie taxi 2 and hold short of runway 10 via taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 10 via taxiway Alpha Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
So runway 10 it is. Real-time weather, real-time time, not real-time time, real-time weather. I backed up the time. And so we are now at the runway here, runway 10, there's 10 and 10. And we'll go ahead and request takeoff.
Tower Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie ready for south departure at runway 10.
I'm going to turn
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie altimeter 29.89er wind 111 at 4. South departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 10.
Okay, so 29er89.
Cleared for takeoff runway 10 Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
So 29er89. And we are cleared for takeoff. And we are good to go. Now, one thing I didn't do on my transponders, I didn't turn it on yet, so that's on now. Line up there. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in also on this. Look at that wind sock. We got a little bit of a wind there, about a 15 knot wind it looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and synchronize the heading now. Press the button there, and that synchronizes our heading. And off we go. Full power, full rich mixture. Airspeed is alive. Rotated about 55. So we'll rotate, and we're airborne, and at about 75, autopilot, flight level change, heading. So we are now flying flight level change and heading, and I'm going to go ahead and hit nav, and the nav is taken over. So what we did is whenever we took off, we hit the autopilot. That held our roll in our pitch, and then I immediately hit
Tower Cessna November Charlie
flight
77 Charlie Charlie continue for south departure.
75, 74. I'm going to go ahead and make it 75. So, and that held our, it's holding our speed, our pitch, to about the Y there. R stands for rotate, the X is the best angle of climb, the G is best glide speed, and then the Y is your best rate of climb. In other words, it'll be the best time that you could reach 11,000 feet. And that's at about 75 knots. We do have a wind, though, that's affecting us a little bit. We got an 8-knot side wind there. And, but we want to bring that little blue button there. You see the blue button right there, just about to where the Y is. So that will bring us to about a 75 knot climb. I took off with no flaps, and we are leaving Nicaragua. And we are on our way. Now I believe that's Lake Managua behind us. And of course Managua, the whole city of Managua behind us. Managua, Nicaragua. And we are heading straight for those mountains there. Probably one reason why this particular flight called for 11,000. See some farmland down there.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie, leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
Alrighty.
Tower Cessna November Charlie, 77 Charlie Charlie, frequency change.
So what we want to do now is we want to go ahead and contact approach.
Approach Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie is type Cessna Skyhawk 5 miles south of Managua, 2,800 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie approach. Squawk 0173.
0173.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie radar contact 5 miles south of Managua, 3,100 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
So we're going through Charlie airspace. We have those mountains there to climb. Real-time weather. Again, it's after dark there now in real life. We're climbing over this right here. And that would be, looking at this, Google Maps. Would be this area right here, I do believe. Mombacho Volcano. You want to do that? Mombacho Volcano. So we are just about ready to fly over this area right here. So we're flying in this direction. These two lakes right here. Well, we'll talk about Mombacho Volcano. Mombacho. Backing off now on the mixture. Hi, Bing. Tell us about Mombacho Volcano in Nicaragua.
Searching for Mombacho Volcano, Nicaragua.
I don't think that's it right there, actually.
Mombacho is a stratovolcano in Nicaragua, near the city of Granada. It is 1,344 meters, 4,409 feet, high and has a cloud forest and a dwarf forest on its slopes. It is one of the 78 protected areas of Nicaragua and a popular tourist attraction. Mombacho's last eruption occurred in 1570, and there is no historical knowledge of earlier eruptions. The volcano has flora and fauna endemic purely to the volcano, such as the orchid Maxillaria mombachoensis and the salamander Bolitoglossa mombachoensis. The volcano also has 3 hiking trails, a moderate one that circles the main crater, and 2 more difficult ones that require a guide. The trails offer spectacular views of Lake Nicaragua, the city of Granada, the islets, the ATIS Peninsula, Laguna de Apoyo, and the Masaya Volcano National Park. You can also visit the Mombacho Volcano Tunnel, a tour through the majestic colossus where you will be surrounded by nature and you will be able to capture great panoramic pictures of the surroundings.
Can you tell us about the smaller lakes that surround the volcano? I'm trying to pick up these 2 lakes here.
Searching for lakes around Mombacho Volcano. There are several lakes around Mombacho Volcano. Some of them are Lake Nicaragua or Lake Costa Rica, the largest lake in Central America and the 19th largest in the world. It covers an area of 8,264 square kilometers and has more than 400 islands, including the famous islets of Granada. It is the deepest lake in Nicaragua, with a depth of 200 m. It has clear blue water and a rich biodiversity, including endemic fish species. It is a popular destination for swimming, kayaking, and relaxing. Laguna de Asasasca, another crater lake located near Managua, the capital city of Nicaragua. It is also known as Lake Managua or Lake Zolotlan. It is polluted by sewage and industrial waste, but it still provides drinking water for the city. It has several volcanic islands, such as Mombacho and El Muerto.
Okay, yeah, it's not talking about these little lagoons down there. But we are now at 6,300 feet. We are still in Class C airspace. And we have a pretty hefty wind, a 29 knot wind. So whenever you're looking at, okay, look at this. So now we're picking up the ATIS over in Liberia.
Visibility 6. Sky condition. Few clouds at 4,900 feet. Temperature 28. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.88. ILS runway 07 in use. Landing and departing runway 07. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back halt short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Charlie.
Okay, so that is that. We'll check on that again later on, but we will be setting up for ILS runway 7, but we won't do that until we get to our assigned altitude. Tell us about the volcanoes that are south of Lake Nicaragua.
Searching for volcanoes south of Lake Nicaragua. Some of the volcanoes that are south of Lake Nicaragua are Concepcion, an active stratovolcano that forms the northern part of Ultive Island, along with Madeiras Volcano. It is one of the most active volcanoes in Nicaragua and has a symmetrical cone shape. It has erupted frequently since the 19th century, the last time in 2009. Medeiros, an extinct stratovolcano that forms the southern part of Omtib Island. It has a crater lake at its summit and is covered by a cloud forest. It has not erupted in historical times, but it may have erupted in the Holocene epoch. Zapatera, a shield volcano that forms Zapatera Island in Lake Nicaragua. It has a large caldera and several lava domes. It has not erupted in historical times, but it may have erupted in the Holocene epoch. The island has several archaeological sites with pre-Columbian petroglyphs and statues.
Tell us more about Zapatera. I do believe that's this island right here.
Searching for Zapatera Island, Nicaragua. Zapatera is a shield volcano located in the southern part of Nicaragua. It forms the island of Isla Zapatera in Lake Nicaragua. Isla Zapatera constitutes one of 78 protected areas of Nicaragua. The island has a surface area of 52 square kilometers and a population of about 1,000 people. It has a primary school and a health center, but no electricity or running water. The main economic activities are fishing and agriculture. The island is also known for its archaeological site, where more than 20 pre-Columbian statues and petroglyphs have been found. The statues are carved from basalt and depict human and animal figures. They date from the 8th to the 16th centuries and are attributed to the Coratega culture. Some of the statues are displayed in a museum on the island, while others are in Granada or Managua.
And that's this right here. Apparently, there are people that live on it. As you can see, there's some houses there, but no electricity. There is a runway there. So I guess if visitors wanted to come in and visit it, and look at that, just a perfect symmetrical cone there. And it looks like at one time there was an ancient mud flow or eruption at one time. When is the last time it erupted?
Searching for Zapatera volcano last eruption. The last time Zapatera volcano erupted is unknown, but it may have been in the Holocene epoch, which started about 11,700 years ago and continues to the present day. There is no evidence of historical eruptions on the island, and the volcano is considered dormant. By comparison, the last time Yellowstone supervolcano erupted was 631,000 years ago, and it has erupted 3 times in the last 2.1 million years. The probability of a large eruption at Yellowstone in any given year is very low, about 1 in 730,000.
Okay, so it's been a while since it's erupted. We are now at 8,900 feet. Got a few hundred feet to go until we hit our assigned altitude. And I'm going to go ahead and contact Central America and request flight following.
Central America Center Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie is type Cessna Skyhawk 21 miles south of Managua 9,000 feet. Request flight following.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie Central America Center. Squawk 0032. Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie radar contact 22 miles south of Managua 9,200 feet. Altimeter 29.89er.
Roger Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
And we'll go ahead and bring the plane back. Hopefully I'm not crackling. I've been having problems with the microphone crackling, especially when I do a lot of processing on it. Testing 1, 2.
On tree 4 descent and maintain flight level 280.
Doesn't sound too bad. So that is Lake Nicaragua there. So Zapatera, there are people that live on that little island, and apparently they really don't have much worry about it erupting. There are some other volcanoes in Nicaragua that have recently erupted, and so it is a concern. What is the most active volcano in Nicaragua?
Searching for most active volcano Nicaragua. The most active volcano in Nicaragua is Masaya, which has been erupting continuously since 2015. It has a lava lake in its Santiago crater that produces frequent gas and steam emissions and occasional lava fountains. Masaya has erupted more than 20 times in the last 500 years, making it one of the most active volcanoes in Central America. Another very active volcano in Nicaragua is San Cristobal, which is also the highest volcano in the country, with an elevation of 1,745 m. It has erupted at least 30 times since the 16th century, the last time in 2012. It often produces ash plumes, gas emissions, and pyroclastic flows. San Cristobal is part of a volcanic complex that includes 4 other volcanoes: El Chanco, Casita, La Pelona, and Moyatip.
And how far is Masaya from Nicaragua? How far is Masaya from Managua?
Searching for distance Masaya Managua. The distance from Masaya to Managua is about 25 kilometers or 15 miles by road. The driving time is about 30 minutes depending on traffic and road conditions. The air travel distance is slightly shorter, about 23 kilometers or 14 miles. Masaya is located southeast of Managua, near the Masaya Volcano National Park.
And so that was actually, we flew by Masaya on our last flight, and you know, that's really something. You know, the capital of Nicaragua is Managua, and it's just amazing that, you know, it's that close to that large of a populated area, one of the most active volcanoes in Nicaragua. We have an 18-knot headwind. We are about 300, less than 300, about 200 now from our assigned altitude. And once we get established on our assigned altitude, we are going to set up. Well, we'll check the ATIS again one more time, and then we'll set up for our approach to Liberia, Costa Rica. We are only 71 nautical miles away, or about 49 minutes. Now this 49 minutes is based on our current speed, and once we get, now our altitude select is active now, and now that we're here, our speed should increase. I got fuel mixture about 50%, and I have our RPM I still have the engine, the propeller at full. But once we start leveling out, I'll be backing off just a little bit on that. So I'm keeping an eye on my RPMs there. So our speed is slowly starting to increase now. We do have a 17 knot headwind, and our ground speed is about 110. Our knots indicated airspeed is 87, 88. So we are pretty well established. And with that headwind there, I mean, which is 2,500, 2520, that's still a good RPM. We're still way in the green there. So we'll just go ahead and keep it there. And what we want to do now that we are at 11,000 feet, is I'm going to go ahead and set up a procedure. So select approach right there, press enter, and we'll do ILS runway 7. And but before we do that, let me go ahead and check ATIS again. I did want to check the ATIS to make sure that we still have information Charlie. So we got COM2.
Liberia Airport information, Charlie 2200 Zulu. Wind 078. Visibility 6. Sky condition, few clouds at 3,300 feet, few clouds at 4,900 feet. Temperature 28. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.89er. ILS runway 07 in use. Landing and departing runway 07. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Charlie.
Okay, so we have Charlie. So 078, the wind. This is 060, 078, and then we'll be landing on runway 7, so that means 070. So pretty much into the wind there. And so what we want to do is we'll hit ILS 7, and we'll go ahead and do the initial approach fix, LIB, initial approach fix. We're not going to worry about minimums there. Frequency is 111.30, which we already have that in there, and I already have nav1 on to monitor that. And so we are going to activate this, or not activate it, but load it, and not approved for GPS guidance, monitor only, mode approach. All right, and so we have our initial approach fix at 4,000, our final approach fix at 1,700. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and do direct now to the initial approach fix. So we'll hit direct right there, and then we will activate that. That changes the direction of our plane just a little bit. So we have our top of descent. This TOD, that's our top of descent. And what I want to do, we have 22 minutes until we start descending. And what I'm going to do, since RDI is at 1,700, I'm going to go ahead and bring our set altitude to 1,700. So that's 1,700, that's our final approach fix. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit vertical navigation right here, the V&V, and that arms our vertical navigation. And so what we'll do in about 22 minutes is we will start descending, and we will continue to descend until we hit 1,700 feet, which is our final approach fix. By that time, our ILS will be controlling both our vertical guidance and our lateral guidance. So everything is set up now for the landing. Not really a whole lot going on with air traffic today. And we are just about ready to see now out of our window what we explored earlier, which is the Zapatero Volcano. And apparently probably a very good tourist spot. There is a runway there. But it's called a shield volcano, and the population of that island there is about 1,000 people, and it has a primary school and health center, but no electricity or running water. So they have to boat in or fly in their water, and apparently there's an archaeological site there where more than 20 pre-Columbian statues and petroglyphs have been found. The statues are carved from basalt and depict human and animal figures. So that would be really interesting. I'm wondering if there's anything on Google Maps that we can explore. Now that island is right here. And so here is the island. I'm not going to check that out, but that's not an eruption, it's just a cloud over it. I'm not going to play any of the videos, but this is probably a really good tourist destination. Some of the water around it. It's probably just very beautiful, especially this time of year. So check that out on Google Maps. Of course, we're seeing all of the local names for everything here, and the local spellings. But Bing called it the Zapatera volcano. Been dormant for about 11,700 years, continues to the present day. I believe I have the right island. I might have the wrong one. Now what I could do is I could go to Google Maps here and put in Zapatera. Z-A-B-A-T-E-R-A. Zapatera, Nicaragua. Is that the same one? Oh, that one is that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk then about Volcan Concepcion. That's the one that we're looking at here. What can you tell us about Volcan Concepcion in Nicaragua?
Searching for Volcan Concepcion, Nicaragua. Volcan Concepcion is a stratovolcano that forms the northern part of Deep Island, which is situated in Lake Nicaragua in Nicaragua, Central America. It is one of the most active volcanoes in Nicaragua and has a symmetrical cone shape. It has erupted frequently since the 19th century, the last time in 2009.
Okay.
Volcan Concepcion has an elevation of 1,610 meters, 5,280 feet, and a prominence of 1,579 meters, 5,180 feet. It is part of the Central American volcanic arc and lies on the western edge of the Caribbean plate. Volcan Concepcion is a popular destination for adventure seekers who want to climb to its summit and enjoy the views of the island and the lake. There are several trails in the tropical forest that surrounds the volcano, but they are steep and challenging. A guide is required for safety reasons.
Okay, so I had the wrong one. Apparently Zapatera is that one over there, and this one right here is Volcan Concepcion. So I'm glad that I was able to correct that during this flight. So I'm interested to see what this is down here. Okay, these are a couple of windmills down here, taking advantages of some of the wind. That's a pretty big one right there. But there is a really good screenshot. I'm going to go ahead and do a screenshot there. And so that is Concepcion, and that is an active volcano then. So the other one apparently is the one back there, and that would be in this area right here. And so at any rate, let's go ahead and go back into the plane here. Volcan Concepcion. And that is a pretty big lake, Lake Nicaragua. We have a few more. Mountains there off to our left. We are approaching Costa Rica. What can you tell us about Costa Rica?
Searching for Costa Rica.
There's another wind farm down there in that area.
Costa Rica is a country in Central America that is known for its natural beauty, biodiversity, democracy, and peace. It has a population of about 5 million people and covers an area of 51,100 square kilometers. Its capital is San Jose. Costa Rica has no army since 1948, when it abolished it after a civil war. It is one of the few countries in the world that has done so. It also has a strong commitment to human rights, environmental protection, and social welfare. It is considered one of the most stable and democratic countries in Latin America. Costa Rica is famous for its ecotourism, which attracts millions of visitors every year. It has more than 25% of its territory protected as national parks, wildlife reserves, and biological corridors. It is home to a rich variety of flora and fauna, including many endemic and endangered species. It has both Pacific and Caribbean coasts, as well as volcanoes, mountains, rivers, lakes, and islands.
Okay, so that's a quick synopsis of Costa Rica. And what caught my attention now, I'm speeding up the drone here a little bit, it's this little cove right here. And we can see if we can identify this on Google Maps. It looks like just a nice little beach there, and a small little population right around it. So we're going to try to look for this right here on the map. So Google Maps, where is this? Where are we here? And that would be probably right in this area right here. We'll go back to layers right there. Would that be that area there? Passing by, no, that would be this right here. Okay. So another Manzanillo, but not the one in Mexico. So Manzanillo, Nicaragua, and then the Playa, Manzanillo. So Playa means beach. And so real quickly, there's 18 photos here. Well, we won't play into the videos. But there's what this beach looks like, all by itself. Beautiful sunsets. No other people to bother you. And it's just magnificent there. And probably a hidden gem of a tourist destination there. That's Playa Manzanillo in Nicaragua. That would be, let me go ahead. There we go. I bet you Bing would even have something on this. Let's see. Can you tell us about Playa Manzanillo in Nicaragua?
Searching for Playa Manzanillo, Nicaragua. Playa Manzanillo is a beach in Nicaragua, located in the Rivas department, near the town of El Gigante. It is a popular destination for surfing, fishing, kayaking, and relaxing. Playa Manzanillo has a long stretch of sand and rocks, with clear blue water and moderate waves. It is not very crowded, even in the high season, so it offers a peaceful and quiet atmosphere. Playa Manzanillo is also close to other attractions, such as the Pi de Gigante Spanish School, where visitors can learn Spanish and enjoy cultural activities. It is also near the town of El Gigante, which has restaurants, bars, shops, and accommodation options.
Isn't that something? You know, you just find a little hole in the wall place and Bing knows about it and knows everything about it. That's just, you know, really cool. So that's Playa Manzanillo there. Some of the towns around it. Well, I don't know if we are in Costa Rica airspace yet. It looks like that. Maybe this thing right here is telling us that we're going into Costa Rica. We do have a fly zone right here, MRMC fly zone, and we will be cutting into that. Now in real life, of course, you have to have all of your clearances and everything in advance, but we are now 9 minutes to the top of descent, and we will be on the ground shortly. We have about 21 minutes to our initial approach winds. What we're doing with these flights is we are flying all the way down to South America and back, all along the coast. And you know, at the beginning, I didn't have Bing help describe things. I would just look it up in Wikipedia and stumble on a lot of the words. Well, now looking around, I found Bing AI, which is really cool because you can say, you know, like we were just talking about Playa Manzanillo, I can just, you know, say after that, I can say, so what are some of the big towns around? And then I'll already know that I'm talking about Playa Manzanillo. And so that's the nice thing about Bing AI, is kind of talk to it like you're talking to a person. And so anyway, I'm using Bing AI for a lot of descriptions to describe a lot of these areas and to help us explore, help us to know what we're looking at. And it's been fun. It's really fun. It's informative. And of course, Bing AI is a lot better at pronouncing different things than I am. And of course, a lot better at reading about it as well. And so it's fun. I love to explore. Again, on this flight, this is real-time. This is real-time weather because it's not real-time time. Of course, real-time time is about 20 minutes after 10, so it's definitely dark over there. But I set the start time of this flight to be at around 4:02. So now it is about 4:55, 2255 Universal Time Code.
Generic 211 climb and maintain flight level 190.
So let's go ahead and see if we can see this generic 211 here. And that would be on flight radar 24. Let's see if we can see a 211 there somewhere. Here's Costa Rica. We're not going to San Jose. We are going to Liberia. So there's the 4069. There's 641. I'm not seeing
Generic 211 climb and maintain flight level
211.
190.
And of course, generic, we don't know what it is. So there's a plane by Managua, and that is going from Santo Domingo to Managua, MRLB 190. Here's the United Airlines going from Houston to Buenos Aires. That's going a long ways. It still has
Generic
6.5
211 climb and maintain flight
hours
level
left.
190.
Yeah, I'm not finding this generic that she's talking to. At least not on flight radar 24. There's one going from Guatemala City to San Jose. Now that one is going to Costa Rica. And coming in from Guatemala City. And that one is going also, both of these planes are going from, coming from Guatemala City. That's an Airbus A320. Both of those are Airbus A320s. One Avianca, and then the other one Volaris. And these planes are already on the ground. Of course, our destination is Liberia, and that would be in this area right here, about where this thing is flying over. Look at Google Maps again for Liberia.
Generic 211 climb and maintain flight level 190.
Liberia, Costa Rica. So that was that. So looking at that, we have another lake right there. Okay, no, that's Managua right there. So this is Liberia. So looking at sky vector, not sky vector, flight radar 24, trying to compare the maps. So Liberia would be out where this thing is here. Okay, so that's Liberia. That's our destination. So back to the flight simulator here. We are now flying over part of the ocean there. Go ahead and bring that back. Wonderful. Check out what we have underneath here. 6. So that is interesting, whatever that is. I'm not even sure what that is. I think it's Black Shark AI generated buildings. Now, I don't know if I can even find that. I'm going to try to gauge it off of this island right here. And let's see if we can find that on Google Maps. So where's that little island at? That would be somewhere over here, I think. Yeah, there's clouds there and whatnot, but I'm not going to really find that, I don't think. Would be in this area right here. So anyway, apparently there's some buildings there in real life, but Black Shark AI interpreting it like that. So Laxa 641, let's see if we can find that one. Yeah, Laxa 641. Laxa. So LACSA. No. Yeah, I'm not sure what Laxa is either. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that is down there. We are now
Laxa 641 descend and maintain flight level tree 60.
Laxa 641. LACSA is what I spelled. So we are now 13 minutes away from our top of descent, and we have captured the ILS frequency now, and it is active. So that's why I had nav 1 on. That's the audio for our ILS frequency. And it's the Morse code that you're going to hear would be India Golf Uniform Alpha. And of course, in real life, you have a chart. They'll have the Morse code right there in front of you. And of course, you can compare that to the sound.
Laxa 641 descend and maintain flight level tree 60.
Laxa 641. I'm just curious if we can even find. Let's go ahead and see if we can see a 641. Okay, that would be that plane right there then. Oh, so that's the Avianca then. LRC 641. And so that is the one that's going to San Jose. And that's the one she's talking to. So that's interesting. Okay, so now that we're done exploring, we are now descending. So our bottom of descent is 941. We are now on our descent. I don't know if you've noticed the change on the. Actually, I thought we had a little bit more time. But the change in the sound of the engine as we started to descend.
119.8 Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
I'm backing up on the power just a little bit, but we are on a good clip right there.
Liberia approach Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie 10,400 feet.
Descending.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie Liberia approach altimeter
2989 is still 2989. Once we get to our initial approach fix, check the ATIS one more time just to make sure we still have the same runway. COM 2.
Liberia Airport information, Charlie 2300 Zulu. Wind 0902 at 15.
So we still have ILS 117.
Few clouds at 4,900 feet. Temperature 28. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.85. ILS runway 07 in use. Landing and departing runway 07.
Okay, so we have, I just wanted to, real quickly, so we have Delta, but it's still the same information. So what we are going to be doing is we are going to go to bottom of descent, and we're going to circle around our initial approach fix. Is LIBIAF. That would be right here, right over the runway. And it will turn to the right and come circling around, descending the whole time. And what I'm going to do, since we are now just 8 minutes away, is I'm going to cancel flight following.
Liberia approach Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie
It's
cancel
asking
flight
for
following.
Class C, but that's we've already.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie Liberia approach cancellation received. Squawk 7000. Frequency change approved.
So transponder VFR, that puts in 7000. And then now what we want to do is we want to contact Liberia Airport, MRLB. That would be the international airport. Contact the tower.
Liberia Tower Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie is 16 miles north 8,700 feet with Delta to land.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie Liberia Tower. Altimeter 29.88 wind 0902
Bring
at
that down
15.
just a notch.
Fly left traffic runway 07.
Make left traffic runway 07
So that's
Cessna
what
7
we're
Charlie
going to do.
Charlie.
We're going to go left. The runway will be to our left. I believe that's how that works. But anyway, we're following the guideline there. Some more mountains there. Now, if we were to fly to San Jose, I just wanted to look real quick on the map there for San Jose. The runway is at an elevation of 3,048 feet. The runway that we're going to is at an elevation of 272 feet. And so if we were to fly there, we'd be in the same situation as we were in Managua, probably going on a step-down procedure to the runway. And of course, 3,200 feet or so. That's actually a little bit more than a half a mile in elevation. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in now just a little bit. We have no weather to speak of at all, so we're on the clear with the weather. The only thing that we have to worry about today is the wind. She was saying the wind is 15 knots. It's a pretty hefty wind there. Greenery down there. Was a little bit of agriculture going on, but for the most part, it's just, I would imagine that would be some jungle down there now. A lot of jungle, small little road right over here. Some agriculture going on over there. A little bit closer to the mountains, taking advantage of that rich, fertile soil. Have a little bit of agriculture and a few roads to the right there. We are now 3 minutes to bottom of descent. So what we'll do is we'll be at the bottom of descent. We'll maintain 4,000 right here for a little while. Now, I have ILS set up on my approach, so this magenta right here should change to green automatically. And that would be changing from our GPS to our frequency, to the radio frequency, to the instrument landing system. I'm sharing these on Facebook, but if anybody sees this and if you like it, certainly put a like on it and subscribe, and maybe push that notification bell. Not a whole lot of people know about my flights going to South America yet, but I just want to share my experience. And the other thing too is I like to look back at it and you know, do kind of like a self-critique on it, and then of course I just enjoy Flight Simulator. I like watching it on the big screen, and so sometimes I'll watch it even on the big screen and enjoy it all over again. We are 1 minute now from bottom of descent, and we should be making our turn here shortly. We're making up some pretty good time. I'm backing off a little bit more now on the propeller. Here we are with our turn. There's our destination right there. Heading inland. Fly over this group of mountains, but all of this again is a procedure here. So we maintain right now, we're maintaining 4,000 feet, and we have another top of descent now, and that will be in about 41 seconds, and we'll be descending to Kotal, which is about 3,000 away. Bring this down. That's our destination. So we are now just about to top of descent. About 7 seconds we will be descending now to Kotal. You can see right here this triangle. Once it evens out with this yellow line, that's when we start our descent. So we are now on our descent again. Vertical path is active. Costa Rica. Like some very beautiful areas down there. I can't imagine some of the views that these folks have. It looks like just a dirt road though. Might be a highway actually right over here. Another little cove there. We are now at our bottom of descent. We will make our turn now. We have another top of descent right over here, and then we'll start descending to our final approach phase. Really bright sunshine. A little bit of a mountain there that we're going to be flying over, but we should still have plenty of altitude. Okay, vertical path is active again. We are now descending to our final approach bits, 1700. And now I'm going to press approach. And our glide slope is loaded. You can see this diamond right here. And the runway is ahead. And then now notice that this changed from magenta to green. And of course green means that you captured the radio signal. We do have a 17 knot headwind. I have the mixture now at full. And I'm backing off now on the propeller. We are descending. We're still using the vertical navigation, the V path right there, to 1700. And we are below the diamond there, so we should be quite all right whenever the glide slope does become active. But the glide slope right now is loading, and I did that by pressing the APR button on there, which is the approach. You can see the runway is just kind of off to the left a little bit, and I think that's probably because of the wind. Whenever you look at the plane, this is looking straight on. So we're looking straight on at the plane. So it is being pushed. Looks like they do have PAPI lights there. And I'm going to go ahead and set the first set of flaps. Adjust my power accordingly, keeping it at around 80 right now. When we get closer to the ground, I'll do full flaps and then bring this yellow line right here to about where the G is. Still haven't been cleared to land. Okay, now the glide slope is active. We are now no longer following the vertical path, but we are now following the glide slope, which is ILS. Instrument landing system. We are now at about the final approach fix, about half a nautical mile away. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and go full flaps here. And adjust my engine accordingly. Now we can clear to land.
At 15. Cleared to land runway 07.
09er 1 at 15.
Cleared to land runway 07 Cessna 7
So
Charlie
that's
Charlie.
coming in a little bit right now. Is 069. So 09 or 1. It's going to be a little bit of a crosswind once we get there. Try to remain on the glide slope here, or on the G. We are on the glide slope, but the G is the best glide speed. I have my feet on the rudder pedals. We are now ready for landing. Looks like a little bit of agriculture down there. Not a whole lot of buildings around here. This is Liberia. Might be a little bit of an interesting landing when we get down there with the wind. Knot headwind at this point. Now what you would do in real life, of course, you have these circles up here and you have a go around procedure. So what you would do is you would set your altitude to certain whatever specific go around is assigned on your charts. We're getting pushed off to the right, but we are on the ILS. .14 knot headwind. Get a 500 call out here shortly.
500.
.14 knot headwind. Okay, I am now flying manually. not headwind. See that windsock is straight up and down there. Trying to flare a little bit here.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie exit runway.
Flaps are up.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie contact ground on 121.7.
121.7
for Cessna
Have a
7
good
Charlie
day.
Charlie. Ground Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie taxi to the gate.
Well, I wanted to taxi to parking.
Cessna
but-
November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie taxi to gate 4 via taxiway cross runway 07.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge that.
Taxiing to gate for via taxiway cross runway 07 Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
I am going to change that now. Ground services. Go back to clearance, so I guess I can't change it. Anyway. Hard to taxi with that high wind. Shortcut here a little bit. I'm hoping that on our next update we won't have this thing flashing like this. This has only happened since this current update that we have. And then also my mouse, of course my mouse is not flashing now. And that's something. Usually my mouse is flashing and going crazy too, just like this thing. So we have you can see an airplane way over there. Welcome to Liberia, ladies and gentlemen. That is Liberia, Costa Rica, closer to the coast. This is an international airport. We ask that you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until we reach the gate. Thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed flying with us. We know that it's been a little bit of a bumpy ride and a little bit of a bumpy landing there with the wind, but the good news is that we didn't have very much thunderstorm activity to deal with today. Going to the gate. Going where the big planes are. However, we won't need the ramp in this small little plane. But we are bringing the plane to the terminal so that we can go ahead. There's a nice restaurant there inside the terminal, and we can go in there and get something to eat and schedule a car rental and explore a little bit of the coast of Costa Rica. And I hope you enjoyed your flight. That'll work. We're with the big boys today. Go ahead and shut off the motor. Acknowledge the warnings there. Cut off the fuel. Cut off all of our electronics there. And explore just a little bit here. This is Liberia, Costa Rica. And our rental car should be right over here. We said that after lunch there that they would have a rental car there. I'm trying to think, I think it's this green one right here. That'll be our rental car today. So that's a pretty nice car. I like that car. Go ahead and get into that. And this is Liberia, Costa Rica. And our next flight, I don't think we're going to go to San Jose. I think we're going to continue flying south. Alrighty. Hey, game multi-spot. I don't know if you caught my landing or not, but that was a little bit of a interesting landing, coming in with a pretty hefty crosswind there. So yeah, thanks for joining me, and get a chance, check out the, review it, and I've got some information on some of the volcanoes there of Nicaragua, and now we are in Liberia, Costa Rica, and I hope you have a great night, and have a good night, everyone.